Hare Krishna. So we'll chant a little bit first, and then we'll. Hare Krishna.
Nella ciencia.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We're going to read something pretty soon. Just chanting a little bit. Get warmed up. This is warming up. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Try another song. These are all new beats. They're little rap beats here. Radha dropping the nose. Let's try this one. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radhe Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Radha Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Govinda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Let's try another one. These are all new ones, so we just experimenting. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, oh, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Let's try another one. Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Okay, one more, and then we'll do some video. Krishna, Govinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Radha Radha Govinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. All right. All right. So we're going to. Ah, yes. Om Namo Bhagavate.
Professional mode, hot mode, host mode.
Okay, this is the host. We're going to host Krishna. Itamrita. This stuff is really relevant. It's really amazing. I'm getting so much. So this is Itamrita by Krishna. Yeah, this is chapter 9 in Gitamrita. I was reading this earlier. It was really. You know what? Maybe we'll try a little music. Let's try it. Okay, let's try this. So this is chapter 9 in Gita Rita. Oops. Most confidential. Huh, this is weird. Okay, I'm going to show this. Can't control.
Thanks for using.
Okay. So Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, I will reveal the secret about myself. This secret is difficult to understand, but I can reveal it to you because you won't find fault with me when I do. By understanding this knowledge, you will become free from the miseries of material world. Isn't that amazing? People are miserable more or less in this world. And now actually see the miseries are increasing even for people in the mode of goodness. You notice that? You could be living a good regulated life and happy. You know, you have money, you have maybe some spiritual life, you know, in the mode of goodness. And now the mode of ignorance, see, one of the laws of nature, laws of Krishna actually, is sometimes the mode of ignorance or passion or both are increased and they compete and overcome the mode of goodness. See, and so they do that by lies, cheats, deceptions. That's why you got to practically watch out now. You have some intelligence. See, if you have knowledge of Krishna consciousness, see, in these discussions we have, it makes things more clear what we're dealing with in this world and how to deal with it effectively, you know? And I notice I'm looking at people on like the good versus the bad people, the bad versus the good and everything. And both parties are not dealing with the situation effectively now. Especially those who are good persons. You know, they're trying they're meditating too much on the illusion. Like if a person is actually a Muslim or a Christian and all this, and you're thinking, okay, we got to fight this illusion here. We got to fight these persons. They're deceiving the world and all of that. Okay, and so they engage in talks. Oh, you know, they're doing this, they're, you know, all of this stuff. So all these discussions and this war games thing is all in the modes of nature. See, all the discussion about it, everything is in the mode of nature. It's not really understanding and assessing the situation in the most effective way that you can do. Okay? So actually, if we use the eyes of Krishna, see, in his mind, his view, his point of view, coming through the acharyas, see, the acharyas are very connected with the Lord and his purpose and his plans. So anyway, we learn how to more effectively deal with the world by taking the advice and the counsel of the realized souls. So, we're going to get into this also. It's another aspect coming up. Yeah, so anyway, people are dealing ineffectually with the situation because they're dealing with it in the modes of nature. If you deal with it the way with the consciousness of Krishna, because all of this comes from Krishna, the good and the evil of this world comes from Krishna. See, this is part of what's called the material energy. Okay? So anyway, there's the spiritual energy. We talked about this morning also. If we can hear from Krishna and Krishna's representative, then we can understand, oh, what's going on here accurately in this world. Oh, I see. It's a battle between good and evil. See, a lot of Christians think, oh, yeah, there's a battle of good and evil, and we're on the good side, and that's evil. We got to fight this and all this. They don't know the God they're worshiping very clearly is beyond good and evil. He transcends that. He's in the spiritual dimension. So many Christians could actually, or Muslims, or anybody, could use the help of understanding things as they are. Understand, oh, this fight of good and evil is not all of what's going on here. It's only this half in the material modes of nature. Good and evil, the apple, Adam and Eve, God said, don't eat from the tree, the fruit from the tree of good and evil. And that's what people are doing now in this fight. Oh, these elites, they're evil. We got to conquer them, see? Because we're good. We're the good ones. They're the bad ones. Okay? And the bad ones are saying, well, actually, these good ones, they're not really that good. We need to get rid of them because they're in our way. They think, hey, man, we're just acting naturally. It's natural for us. See, so both parties feel, oh, this is natural to fight evil. And the evil is always trying to, let's download these guys. They think that's good. No, actually, everything is mixed up. And so everything is ineffective. This is why the world gets destroyed. Actually, yeah, just everything isn't managed that well, especially now. This great reset. They're trying to reset everything, and everything's getting destroyed. Anyway, that's part of it. Okay? So anyway, the only thing is lacking is knowledge. Okay? Knowledge of what? Knowledge of what Krishna spoke about in the last chapter. Hey, Arjuna, I'm going to tell you not only about my good and evil going on here in the material energy. That's my material energy. Let me tell you about my spiritual energy. Man, that is fantastic. Man, learn about that. Learn to meditate on that, because the whole world, the good and evil in this world, are meditating on the good and evil of this world. They don't know their God that they're worshiping very well. I think we know a little bit better. Why? Because Krishna, we're open to learning from Bhagavad Gita. Most Christians and Muslims are, no, 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 our good and evil God is it. Well, okay, fine. I'm not attracted. No, I want to know about the full Godhead. I want to know how the devil, or Maya in the Vaishnava terms, relates to God. Where's the relation? How does it connect? How do we connect these dots? What is the spiritual energy? Bible. See, because if people knew this, they would end up being able to draw power from the spiritual energy and overcome the ropes of good and evil. It's ropes, man. Krishna said that. Krishna says, man, these three energies of mine are divine, but they bind the souls here meditating in the modes, deluded by the modes, even goodness, to this universe. They all, you're a good person, you build hospitals, you do good stuff and all that stuff. Then you go into the heavenly realms for a while, and then you got to come back here. What? I thought I was going to eternal life and all that. Well, no, you just understand the good part of the energy of God, and that ain't good enough. That's why the real deliverers, the real deliverers, they're ones who deliver us. They deliver us out of the universe. Our hearts are wide open for Radha and Krishna. You say, if so many people all say that. They don't have any idea. They don't have any idea how important what we're talking about here. They're just thinking, oh, Radha Krishna, Radha, just tell me about Radha and Krishna. No, don't tell me anything else. Let me just jump into Vrindavan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, well, that's fine. Well, Narayan Raj's group is right there up your alley. Go right over there. They're Radhi. They're not interested. This is too low. Too low. I love this stuff. I don't know. To me, it feels like it's the welfare for the world so they can understand, what am I meditating on? Do you know what you're meditating on every day? Do you know if you're meditating on Radha Krishna, truly, you'll have the bob. You'll be crying. You'll be laughing. You'll look like a madman to your mother, your father. Did they throw you out of your house yet? Because if they didn't, you don't know Radha and Krishna yet. What is this mad person doing in my house? Oh, we disown her or him or anybody. How about we go step by step? Why the heck? You know who Vishwanath Chakravarti was? You think you know or anybody knows about Radha and Krishna? He writes this fantastic book for a reason. He was a Manjari, the highest devotee of Radha, and he writes this book we're discussing. Oh, but that's not important. We should just be meditating on Radha and Krishna. Why did he write this book? You think everybody is ready for, you know? Anyway, I'm really inspired to talk about the nuts and bolts of how to get out of this illusion and then truly, genuinely meditate on Radha and Krishna in a very steady way. Yeah. Well, if he writes this book, why? And he's a Manjari, must be important, huh? Must be important information. I sure find it is. My heart says, hey, man, this is important information. That's why I'm sharing it now. I could be meditating rather than Christian, but my heart, it says, this is important information for the world. See, I'm thinking about the world and not my own little, oh, I'm just going to, yeah. No, this world needs this, man. And it's my happiness. I feel very ecstatic sharing these truths and understanding these truths. So anyway, that's my, so anyway, okay. So by understanding this knowledge, you will become free from the materials of material existence. So that's kind of nice to do, become free of the material miseries. The people are miserable because they don't know what causes misery, what causes sin, how to dissolve sin. People, even in religion, oh yeah, I'm going to dissolve all my sins by rules and regulations. Yeah. Uh, um, So people are still, if you're still miserable, obviously you haven't figured out how to meditate on the spiritual potency in a practical way, a way that works. Devotees stay free of miseries, just simply by meditating on the spiritual potency, on the name Hare Krishna, of course. And also, this is also Radha and Krishna. This is important knowledge. That's why the highest gopi, a Manjari, wrote it. Important information. I've seen it. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see, I'd like to see a revolution in this world. But you see, if people continue meditating like they are, the motive, passion, and ignorance is so strong, it'll destroy the world the way it is. And anyway, that's part of the plan, obviously, because it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't. And there'll be people fighting it. This is the pastime of the Lord in Devi Maya, Mahamaya, the pastime of good and evil. Evil fights good and good fights evil. And both sides think they're doing for the good. Yeah. So that's going on. So here, this mission here is to help the devotees who are ready, who want to be free of material miseries. But you got to understand, what is the spiritual potency, and become attracted to meditating on it. Otherwise, you can't get out. Yeah. You can speculate, be in a new age, speculate even on Radha and Krishna and Krishna consciousness, and you're speculating. But until you worship the Lord in ecstatic love, devotion, then one is not really worshiping Radha and Krishna yet. That's why there's steps and stages. And there's the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and even Bhagavad Gita in the correct light. Okay. So it is the topmost secret because, oh, wait. So by understanding this knowledge, so knowledge is what? The highest truth, bhakti, distinguished from illusion. See, by understanding this full knowledge, okay, one will be free of the miseries of material existence. Of the material world. So this knowledge is the king of all knowledge. So can you imagine people are trying to learn different things in this world? But there's a knowledge and information that's king, because the knowledge of the world, unless it's to do with bhakti, is all ignorance. It's part of the material coverings, the speculations, knowledge and speculation is part of ignorance. Okay? Remember, air, fire, earth. These are the material coverings in the universe that are not conscious. Okay? And the living being, we talked about this morning, the living entity is conscious. See? But air is unconscious. Fire is unconscious. Earth is unconscious. The stuff we eat all is unconscious still. Water, unconscious. Okay, you can use it to bathe and everything, but it's unconscious. There's no consciousness there. Ether, in the ethers, no conscious, unconscious. Oh, look at this, the mind. You look at everybody. Oh, how's your mind today? Oh, let me tell you about, oh, this is going on, blah, 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 blah. Unconscious, it's considered to Christian. People, you know how many people practically are miserable because they're meditating on their mind and people's minds? Even in our Sangha, those who are meditating on what's going on in their mind are miserable until they figure out, oh, what am I meditating on that when I could meditate on spiritual things? It's a bit of a fight because we got a bad habits doing that. The mind is unconscious and we're spirit. And we're meditating on darkness, what's dark and dull, the mind of what people are thinking about, and there may be, oh man, they just dress up that, this is what the mind is. This is what people are meditating on. They make a deity of the mind. They dress these bodies up and it's all mind, man. People are looking, wow, this person, his thoughts are so great, everything. And they come out and in religion, they put nice robes on, and they're in their mind still. They're meditating on the mind. They teach a bunch of rules and regulations and ceremonies, everything, because they're meditating on the mind usually. See, so they're dressing up their mind because they're all mind in their body. Or they study the Shastras and speculate. I mean, it's still mind, man, because you cannot understand Krishna by speculation. Only by pure bhakti can you understand the true God. Yeah. See, all mind, the mind dressed up. See, so mind, intelligence. See, all this intelligence. Oh, this person's so intelligent. Let us meditate. Let us talk to intelligent people, and they're discussing intelligent, and they are. There's intelligence. There's material intelligence still. Philosophical. It's still material, and people are fascinated with it. But it's still a material covering. It's dull. It's not conscious. See, you think it is, but it's not alive. There's no life in that for real devotees. It's part of the Mahamaya. See, so these are all coverings for the soul. Is it surprising? It's not surprising why people are not knowing who God is. Hardly one out of thousands of persons who attain perfection, hardly one knows the Lord in truth. All levels of blindness. People don't know. And so anyway, there's these 8 material coverings. See, so in other words, there's all these coverings and nobody knows about the soul. They don't know about the spirit soul, and then they don't know about the supreme soul. How we're spirit soul. See there, so we need this knowledge. We need it to get us focused and redirected and into the spiritual realm and meditate on what is spiritual. But you know what? Generally, people need a lot of taste. You need to have the taste for what is spirit. And that only comes through those who have a taste for spirit. Those who, in our line, they're the ones, they have the sign of love of God. Not just, yeah, this guy loves God because he was initiated by this person and he has a nice robe on and he's blah, 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 talking even about Krishna without any realization. He is still not awake. Okay? We need somebody who is a spiritual master. Okay? Spiritual master means, oh yeah, they mastered Krishna. They call Krishna and Radha and they come. How can you tell? Oh, they have the signs. Oh yeah. Isn't that funny? In our Krishna consciousness, it tells us in the book what are all the signs. And people still, I don't know, what is this? I can't tell, People, can you imagine here, there's so much of the signs that people here have deep spiritual taste, spiritual awakening, spiritual symptoms, the tears, the laughter, the choking, the true signs of loving God, purely from a purified heart. And most people, oh, what's going on there? What's going on? Oh, we're not interested. Let us go and do our other activities. You know how rare it is to find somebody in the Vaishnava line where there's love of God, the symptoms of love of God manifest? It's just like, just to find one person, hardly one knows Krishna in truth. That person who knows Krishna or God in truth is an ecstatic devotee with those kinds of symptoms. Otherwise, no one knows who the Lord really is. They're worshiping who they don't know. So we need a spiritual master. See, like Krishna, Arjuna says, let me listen to you. You are an experienced person. You know what is spirit. You know what is matter. I'll listen to you. If anybody's not like that and finds a real guru like that, you don't know the God you're worshiping. Not clearly at all. You're just pious. No, you got to be in the position like Arjuna, like Maharaj Parikshit, and have a real spiritual master where Krishna is using that person to deliver you. Otherwise, you don't know these books. You don't know the Bhagavatam. You don't know Bhagavad Gita. You don't understand the essence. You got to learn that essence from a spiritual master, person who's mastered spirit, the supreme spirit. They call God, they call Radha, they call Krishna, they come. How do you know? They have the signs and symptoms. What do we have? All these dry, wannabes. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm Gurudev. Dry eyes, no holy laughter, no choking, no throbbing. See? No, you need a real spiritual master. Lance, we need a master, a leader. One with true leadership. True leader is a true follower of the spiritual potency to the point where it's somewhat mature, and then they can help others connect, as we do, you see. It's like Lord Chaitanya said. He said, who is your father? Is your son your father? He said to one of his followers. Is your son your father, or are you the father of your son? And the father said, actually, my son is my spiritual father, because your mercy, your love of God was on him first. And we got love of Krishna through our son, through my son. The whole village did. See, Krishna showed the parampara. Lord Chaitanya showed it, and the father was humble enough to go to his son, and say, "Hey, Krishna, this is my son. This is my son." And the son said, "Oh, and say, oh, you got the symptoms of love of God, the mercy of the Lord. Oh, yeah, associate with you. Let me learn from you what the Lord is telling you by revelation that I don't have, because I don't worship God like you. You do. See, if you're not like that, you're not ready for a real bona fide guru. You'll get one of those guys out there in mass, you know, movements like ISKCON and all. You get one of those kind of gurus. You're not ready for the guru, because you might be a guru or a follower of these exalted gurus, and somebody who really knows Krishna, you won't listen. Okay? So, and therefore you won't understand the Sri Bhagavatam. What I just told you is exactly what's in that Bhagavatam. Shukadev Goswami was being laughed at, just like we are laughed, criticized, find fault with, demoralized. Have people, they say, oh, Gohar, he's a demon, and blah, look at this. He kisses the feet of his own disciples. This is a terrible thing to do. See? That was Shukadev Goswami. He had a following, by the way. When he came out of the forest, he had these followers. They were throwing tomatoes at him and garbage on him. They were laughing at him, mocking. And he didn't even have any clothes on, too. So, okay. And then, but then Mars Prikshit, who was a sincere follower, looking for the real way. See, he saw Shukadev Goswami and said, I want to hear from you. See, if you're not like that and you don't find a person like that, and usually their following at first are all these mockers. Jesus had a lot of mockers because he was empowered by God, and the mockers follow them. And if you can't get through the mockers, you believe in the mockers who are an illusion and very aggressive and really just full of crap, actually. And you believe in the mockers, you don't deserve to hear from an empowered devotee, and you won't get such a guru. No, you'll get one of those in the big organizations. Okay, that's fine. You get your start there. Okay, do that for a lifetime or 2 or 10 years, 20 years. See? And if Krishna sees your heart is sincere, then he'll lead you to the devotee Bhagavat. And now you'll learn what's in the book Bhagavat. Am I just saying this from the top of my head? No, this is my personal experience here. You can ask many of my disciples say a couple of them that have actually read Prabhupada's books. Did you understand them? No, now I really get it. I read them 4 or 5 times, but now hearing my Guru Dev speak them, wow, now I really get it. That's because that's the way you're supposed to get it. That's the way the book teaches. You, by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat, absorbed in Hare Krishna, tears pouring down and laughing like a madman or woman. See, by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee, like that's called absorbed in devotional mellows. See, verse 98 through 100, chapter 1, Adi Lita on the spiritual master. You don't know how important this is. There, the door to bhakti, this conception being taught here is Krishna. See, Krishna is the perfect conception and the perfect path. And if he empowers somebody, even if they're a dog, they present the perfect path. And it'll agree exactly with Prabhupada has said in that. In Krishna Das. I wonder if anybody's getting convinced now. I'm becoming convinced. Oh, man. Let's go out. Look for Sukadev Goswami, man. T-shirts and sneakers are transparent. Yeah. So anyway, Arjuna, see, it's always the same way. Arjuna is acting as a real disciple. He's listening to a real guru. Krishna just happens to be his guru. And he's saying, hey, I'll listen to you, man. And I'm not going to find fault with you because I know you know more than me. I have faith in that, trust in that, surrender to that. See, that's why Krishna, it's always a test. Do you really love Krishna? Are you a real disciple are you a real, what do you call, devotee of Krishna? He always tests you. So, let's see, are you a real devotee? Well, then you have to find if you're lucky, in some lifetime, you'll keep coming back here because it is hard, unless you think you're so great that you're like the Bhagavatam and can't prove it, that you're out of one of those many thousands of self-realized souls who know Krishna truth. You're coming back until you get a guru that actually is one of those many thousands that really knows Krishna in truth and has the symptoms and signs. And then you recognize, oh my God, Krishna has come in the form of my guru to deliver me. And if you don't, and then if you're a devotee of a real devotee like that, you're actually a devotee of Krishna because they bring Krishna. That's all they are. They're just meditating on the real conception of Krishna consciousness. You don't believe me how rare those kind of gurus are? Ask Gaur Govinda. Go look at some of his videos. He talks about the spiritual master, a real one, how rare it is, and how fantastic it is to find one in some lifetime. And he didn't do the finishing work. I see, the kind of disciples he had, most of them. I mean, they were okay. I mean, they were making some progress. It was still a Vaidhi Bhakti trip. But he said, right, Guru Tattva is to find a real spiritual master. You got to find somebody empowered, like Krishna was, empowered. Well, he was the power himself, and Sukadeva Goswami, and any bona fide. You got to be empowered, and then you got to give people the confidential message. Not, oh yeah, like Prabhupada and Bhakti, they're empowered, but did they give confidential message? No, there was no room for it. They put it in their books for a proper time. There's still no room for it in most of Prabhupada disciples. There's no room for the message we have. But some there are, and they come. Krishna knows their heart. He'll draw here who's ready for this message, man. Yeah, I don't care. One by one, he brought that little waitress over there in New Jersey. Just a waitress, not even a picture of Krishna was on her page. Yeah, you never know where the people are going to go. Hey, man, those who are here in our Sangha, all of us, we're on a fantastic adventure, and anybody here long enough knows what I'm talking about. This is a fantastic, wonderful adventure and service that is par excellence. Really rare, very amazing. A lot of mercy coming through here. Even people don't come so much because they're busy with their life. They tell me, my God, I can't believe God is with me so much. Yeah, because you have faith in what we're doing. That's what it's all about. God knows, Krishna knows that you're busy and have to do this and that, but because you simply have faith where he is working in this world, where he's working is a very rare place, and that place is here. See? And you have faith where he's working. You don't think you're going to get benefit? You don't think you're going to get spiritual benefit just from that faith? You don't think you're going to get spiritual benefit? Well, I can't follow properly because my mind is all messed up. I've been I got all these drugs I have to take and I can't, but people get benefit if they have faith. The Lord, I'm telling you, it's if you found Nityananda's real servant, then the same thing happens. He liberated retards, man. The crippled-minded, whoever would come to him and say, I have faith in what you're teaching and what you're showing here. That's all. I can't do it properly because I'm all screwed up by these modes. I'm cripple-minded. I'm fallen, everything. And Nityananda said, oh, that's the qualification. I came here for guys like you. Well, that place is here again, my friend. We're just serving Nityananda's mode. Same thing. Anybody comes here, and we're already proved it. I wouldn't say this if it was not happening. And you who've been around long enough know what I'm talking about. Or you are recipients of this kind of fantastic grace, know what I'm talking about. Things are moving in your life, even though you're all screwed up in your mind sometimes because of your karmas but you're feeling, wow, God, I feel God is with me. He's helping me through these things. That's its style when you found the right place. Oh, why do I have this? Okay, this stuff is all confidential. That's why I had to wear my helmet. Okay, this is so fantastic. I love this stuff. This book is great. It's I love the truth, man. The truth is so full of life. See, okay, remember I said knowledge is illusion because Krishna says that. Uh, intelligence or knowledge, intelligence of the world, worldly intelligence is illusion, is a covering to the soul, but not this. This uncovers our soul. Therefore, it is live, man. Those who are surrendering to Krishna, really surrendered to Guru and Krishna, they love this. They feel the life and they feel the consciousness of it. It enlivens their own consciousness. See, that's when you're really surrendered, and this is the whole point of having a living master, spiritual master, is you go through the purification where you just get enlivened to hear about the truth, which is alive. The truth, the transcendental, eternal truth is alive. This is why there's no life really. And these guys are saying, oh, look at this. Fauci and Bill Gates, they're lying, they're deceiving you and all that, which is true. And they're saying this is truth. No, that's truth in the mode of goodness, not good enough. This is life truth. This is eternal truth. It'll always be. Knowledge of the Lord's Maya and his spiritual potency is always going to be. So this is real life. This gives consciousness. This stimulates the consciousness, enlivens the consciousness. This other stuff doesn't really. It just enlivens the modes. Wow, I feel better. I feel good. I feel good. Wow, I'm going to be rich. See, false ego, false ego, false ego. This dissolves the false ID. False ego is a false identification of the soul with something material. This is spiritual. This knowledge is spiritual. Remember, Jesus Christ said, my words are spirit. He's right. His words are spirit. These scriptures, these words are spirit. Man, I feel like a lawyer again. I'm pleading the case for humanity, man, to convince them to come out of jail. This is the way, man. We're giving people a get out of jail free card. In the Monopoly game, you're put in jail. Here's your get out of jail free. Come and associate with these fabulous devotees who are getting it, man. They're meditating on spiritual potency. They got taste and getting more taste. That is such a rare oasis in this material world. Krishna is personally working in this Sangha. And I'm not just, how, there's no way I can speak for so many hours every day if that were not so, 7 days a week. And these gurus, they can't because they don't have the inspiration. This stuff is so, and that's how you got it. Those who are in touch with spirit, they get that enlivenment, and this wonderful truth is full of life. This is it. See, Jesus said, I have life. All real spiritual masters have life. And Jesus said, and I can give it to you abundant. See, abundant life. This is the abundant life he's talking about. It's the life he had, whereas the life and the essence of scriptures, that he had by intimacy with God. That same life is given. Feeling so high, I had to get the gas monkey. All right, let's see what else we. All right. So, by understanding this knowledge, you will become free of material misery. See, it's so hard to get through these verses. There's so much volumes in them. I can't get through this sentence. It's so good. And the Lord shows me, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. Then I show you guys what I'm seeing, what the Lord shows me. And then you can see if it's good or not. I think God. Yes. So, by understanding this knowledge, you will become free from the miseries of material world. See, when you hear from a bona fide spiritual master, what are you doing? You're coming to stand under the knowledge of Krishna as it is. Because if they're really a spiritual master, really empowered by Japa Bhakti, it'll be the Lord speaking his truth through them as it is. And you stand under that, you don't think you're going to be delivered? You don't think you're going to easily overcome Maya? You will. Yeah, you said, well, I'm just going to stand under this. Understand means stand under. What knowledge do you stand under? You want to understand this? Look at the illusion. Let's look at the illusion a little bit for instruction. Civil law that that's been tricked into. People don't know. They don't know. There's common law and civil law. And civil law, they got to read you your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you. Understand? And you think do I understand what he's saying? Yeah, of course. No, they're not saying that. See, they're tricky. This is Maya. This is loads of passion and ignorance, tricking you, demoniac actually, because that's how they catch you. This is how the Maya catches you. Yes, I understand. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Handcuff that person. Take them to jail. See, you're standing under that knowledge. See, that information. They're asking, do you agree to that? And you say, yeah, I'll stand under that. Yeah. Here, cuff me. But if you say, actually, and this sometimes works, they still nowadays, they just arrest you. Forgotten about this. And you say, well, no, I don't understand. I don't stand under. And you just say, no, I don't stand under that. No, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, sometimes they let you go. Maybe not often, but you could. See, what do you stand under? Well, I stand under the checklist in ISKCON that the bona fide guru has this kind of quality, everything, and I stand under this knowledge. But is that in Prabhupada's book? Well, no, but it's done by these current authorities. Well, Prabhupada's not here to he's not here to defend himself, is he? Well, but he is, in a sense, it's in the book. But you know what? I'm going to defend him. I'm going to be his lawyer. I'm going to be Prabhupada's lawyer. Since he's in the Goloka Vrindavan, I'm going to stand under what's in his book, opposing the checklist for the guru. That is the quality of the guru. And I say, no, Prabhupada's book. And this is what I see Prabhupada's. Prabhupada book says that in chapter 1 of the Adi Leela will cite this court case. The verse number 98 through 100 is the book, but your people are going to be delivered. Prabhupada's disciples are going to be delivered when they stand under this knowledge. Okay? That's actually in the book, and I'm just going to use that verse. And whoever stands under it will be delivered. Why? Because it's in the law books for the next 10,000 years, and it's not in the checklist of what is a real Guru Tattva truth. 98 through 100. Those who hear the book Bhagavat spoken by the action. See, the action is the speech, talk, sadhu sangha. See, by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat, who chants the holy name with great ecstatic devotion that you can see with your own eyes, that they actually have an intimate, true, genuine relationship, transcendental relationship with Krishna. It's not like in the shadows. We know what goes on in the shadows, don't we? Bullshit, lies, trickery. See, glorious is there a time when Krishna is brought out of the shadows. The real Radha and Krishna is brought out of the shadows in the form of conclusive truth and understanding and ecstatic devotion. Ooh, is deliverance at hand for anybody who stands under that. You will be solid. Your house, your temple will not be knocked down. But you stand under the checklist, I guarantee you they're already being knocked down. Look, they're, oh, we got to get it because we're afraid and we want to, we believe the government. Oh, yeah. See, their knowledge is not worthy to stand under. Even here, we get enough knowledge of knowing the bullshit going on in the Maya that these gurus don't. Even the big Acharya Dev. Yeah, I think everybody should be. I guess the title didn't protect him. I guess all that scholarly PhD stuff didn't protect him. He's not acting. He's not real. Well, he doesn't. I mean, even a disciple is not. We should help save the body of his disciples. I think that's part of the genocide. Did you know? If you don't know, you don't believe. You don't stand up because the Lord shows me that's part of the program. And that's when I started standing up. I said, oh, the gurus, they can't do much for it. They're leading their disciples physically over the cliff. They're closing their temples and all this stuff and believing in the government. Right now, the government is corrupt. Very much coming out and showing everybody. It's not, I'm not against anybody. Not against, it just is what it is. The Lord's servants are everywhere. The Lord is empowering the modes of nature. This is all under the direction of the Lord. But we need to point out things. So, see what we got. Anybody saying anything? Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's practical message here. People, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand how to be delivered. Very easy. It's all plainly written in Prabhupada's books. All you need is the opportunity, and the opportunity is now. And the more you come, the more you see all these people. They're driving in just effortlessly into the kingdom of God. Yeah, just driving right in, boom, and they're becoming ecstatic devotees. That was the purpose of Lord Chaitanya, and we're repurposed that again. Why should we change such a good system? The Lord came for Kali Yuga, said, this is how you'll be delivered. Come to associate with my ecstatic devotees. I came to bring my ecstatic self and my ecstatic devotees here, take their association, and learn whatever they teach should be accepted. Why not? It's good. It's going to evolve your Krishna consciousness. It's going to make you really happy. More so than just the common throng in the world. You're going to see things that nobody else sees. That's why they call, for years, they say, oh, Ari, you're crazy. Vaishnavas. They said, you see why it was a little difficult to get out of it, because everybody kept saying I'm crazy. And I'm thinking, I'm so happy when I'm, reading Prabhupada's books and chanting the holy name and chanting Lord Chaitanya's Leela, meditating on Leela, and they're saying I'm crazy. I started thinking, well, is there anybody who can confirm this? And I finally, gave up. And then Prabhupada came and confirmed it. Yeah. Okay, so now we're doing this, and look at the result. This is how we really know. People, Johan, Lalita Ganga, and others, Govinda, they're chanting, and they're getting so ecstatic and happy in their hearts. That's confirmation. Okay, so I didn't know. We had to get the sadhus. I had to go preach. I had to preach from the books, the Shastras, in such a way that Krishna, the result, Krishna says, oh yeah, look at the flowers are going to start sprouting up now. And they are. Mm. See, because of that message, I don't fear anymore. How to fear when we take Krishna everywhere with us. Exactly. Yeah. See, when you're with a real spiritual master in line, then you feel the empowerment. How do you know it's real? Look at the devotees. Look at the devotees who take what we're doing seriously. Look at Lalita Ganga. Look at Johan. Look at Govinda and others also. But there you could see a lot of stuff happening. So it's very kind of really obvious. No, you don't see back and forth stuff going on. They kind of got through it. Really like, see, that's the empowerment you get. And that empowerment is equal faith in the a living bona fide spiritual master and Krishna. Therefore, they get empowered. And that's the whole thing, because unless you're like in that as a disciple, that's what a real. Yeah, and Krishna wants to show, yeah, see, it works. It's not a lie. Go Haridas, he may seem odd and different and a little bit eccentric or a lot eccentric, but it works. He's behind this stuff. This is like Jesus said. He was a very eccentric, unusual, uncommon person to say. He said, very uncommon. But what he did worked. They got the Holy Spirit awakened. Okay? Like here, what it does, it works here. Just hard to understand how God is working. It's not easy. You come here and it becomes easy. Because that's what we discuss. This is how God is working right here. I love this. Why I love these books. There's life in this. The scriptures are spirit. Yeah, and that's eternal. We will do this forever. These classes won't stop as long as there's breath in this body, man. These classes will go on. There's too much life in this. Too much truth. Truth sets everybody free. So, I feel a breath of fresh air. This is fresh air. Yeah, you think this is fresh air out here? Okay, that's it. That's still unconscious. See, this is okay. You can use this to purify the body and all that, but it's a body thing. This purifies the spiritual body. This awakens the spiritual body. These words are spirit. This makes you immortal. That air won't. It may purify your body, but it's a material body thing, a material mind thing. Okay, it gets a little clearer, maybe a better position. But this awakens your spiritual body, these truths. Your enlivenment, you become like Arjuna. You look at Arjuna, wow, I can relate Arjuna. I listen to my guru used by Krishna, and I feel like that. I feel enlivened by oh wow, this is amazing to stand under this knowledge. It's so solid and so true. It has set me free. Let me share this with the world. Well, I think. Just telling you how I'm thinking. Read this. This is so good. Let me go and shout it out all over Facebook. Let me help the gurus and their disciples understand what is real treasure, what is really important. It's not about name or fame. It is about name and fame. Krishna's name and fame, the truth's name and fame, the devotee's name and fame. What do we got here? Anybody saying anything? Ah, you stand under this, Amy? Are you sure? Okay. Now, see, Amy says she stands. I said I read her rights, and she said I stand under what Gaur Hari Das said. So now we're gonna handcuff her because she stands under this, and now she's chained to Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan. They won't let you get out of that jail. This other jail, you can come and go, but this one, that's it, man. She said she stands under this. Okay, you understand? Okay, maybe you don't, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But anyway, Radha and Krishna handcuffed you because you had openly acknowledged that you stand under this knowledge. I never had faith in anything because everything is shit. I like this girl. Yeah, she's got a. My faith in you is so solid. Wow. That is character for me. Yeah, I can understand. This girl, she wasn't looking for this type of thing. She wasn't. She was. It's just coming, evolving. It's an organic thing, Just more proof of its authenticity. I'm going to listen to you every chance I get. Oh, wow, man. Please lead me to the door. What? Lead you to the door? The door is here. Lead you to the door. The door is right in front of your face, man. Yeah, see, Krishna, we just present Krishna as he is. See, and there it is. That's the door to it. It's kind of, you're right, facing the door. Oh, you find any spiritual master, and they're rare right now. Empowered by the spiritual pose. He's pretty rare. You just stand right there and you'll see. It's not a bluffing thing. Oh, when you die, then you're going to. No, you just stay there. And as you're, getting purified and getting more faithful, just, not blindly. You just start, hey, man, I'm in a real place, man. I'm feeling something. This is organic, man. I'm feeling like this is something going on in my temple. Oh, what a revolution in my life. Hey, that's how it is. Book says that, and that becomes your reality. Transcendental potency is this color. Oops, I'm just trying to see. Show. Yeah. Yeah. See, the only wealth you're going to get is, you may or may not get money and this and that. It's not about that. The wealth you'll get here is attraction to Harikatha, attraction to the name and the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, and the inclination to preach these truths to the world. Okay? Now, that is real treasure. Bill Gates doesn't have it. Trump doesn't have it. They don't show the symptoms. Most of these gurus don't show the symptoms. To understand, deep understand of the real essence of Krishna conscious philosophy, or even the Jesus philosophy, or understanding devotion and bhakti, and seeing the symptoms. It's very rare. Yeah. So, what else? So, By understanding this knowledge, you will become free from miseries of the material world. So just you show me a better knowledge than this, a more powerful knowledge than this, and then I'll stand under it. But I have. That's why I love this. Use eternal makes you. So this knowledge is the king of knowledge. As Bhakti is king, this knowledge is also king. See, king. Actually, knowledge is also queen, queen, king. See, oh well, I'm Bhakti. Knowledge is king, and Bhakti is queen, or female, king and queen together. See, so as this knowledge is king, Krishna, this Bhakti is queen. Now, how would you like to stand under the king and the queen of all the universes? All the universe, not just one universe, all. The original personalities of God. So what are we into? What are we teaching? This knowledge, as it is. These conclusions were arrived because of Bhakti. Wow, what Bhakti, ecstatic. They got to be good, attractive. See? So that's what we got. We got the absolute truth, Krishna here, and we got Radharani. And we stand under them. See? Stand under conclusive truth and ecstatic devotion. Ha! You show me somebody going to rock this house here. You say somebody's going to blow up this temple. No way. This temple stands forever. The body, you may this thing here, but the temple, the spiritual body, you can't destroy that, especially when it's standing under the absolute truth to such a clear way. This is the kind of disciples, the ones who become real gurus themselves, and they stand under Radha and Krishna. See, stand under this ecstatic devotion, become manifest more and more in your temple, and stand under this conclusive truth that the scriptures are teaching, that you are understanding because of bhakti. Oh, talk about solid. Wow, talk about Thor's hammer. See, that hammer that's Krishna, king. See? And the one who wields it is the servant, maidservant of Radharani. See? Then you got that swinging hammer, man. It breaks the material conception, breaks the material world apart. So the spiritual comes. Right. Okay. So this knowledge is okay. All right. It purify. Oh, wait. Okay. This knowledge is king of all knowledge, as Bhakti is king. This knowledge is also king. It is the topmost secret because Bhakti is secret. So Bhakti is secret, but Krishna is also secret. See? So we have Krishna, he's in the book, but it's still a secret to most people. They don't understand. They study, I'm going to capture Krishna. I study. Look at me. I know I'm a Bhagavad Gita teacher. I know Bhakti Shastra. I got my degree. See? But still, Krishna is usually still a secret to those devotees. Even to big gurus who they study and they memorize and they spout these verses off very nicely. But Krishna is still a secret to them. You know why? Because they need the bhakti. They need that awakening of pure devotion. See? Oh, and then this is what happens here. People read the books 4 or 5 times. They come here, get the bhakti, see the devotion, and all of a sudden, wow, I'm realizing what I'm reading. Okay? It's always like this, man. This is universal truth, but that nobody knows. Jesus knew. You know, Jesus was teaching and teaching and teaching his disciples, and he noticed they still not understand, but they will. And then he tells them at the end of his ministry, he says, "Okay, you're clean by the word I spoke to you. Now go and pray in the temple, and the Spirit will come upon you, okay? And it will bring back to remembrance all that I said." Okay? So this is how it was. See, they started to remember, wow, he said this, and they started to really relish it. See, because they had the Spirit. This Vaishnava is so badly. Then it'll come to remembrance what they read. Ask my students who read the books, or ask Johan, ask Janaki. See, what everything that Prabhupada told them in the books comes back to their remembrance on the other level of taste and relish. This is, you feel, this is life. This is the life. Because bhakti is awakening. That's our main focus. Because if bhakti awakens, then everything happens. Purification happens really nicely, the deeper understanding. You definitely rock the house with this talk. Can't get enough. This is the stuff life's about, and trips me out. I like this gal. She's perfect candidate for Vrindavan. They like girls. So it purifies one's existence. Okay, oh, wait. This knowledge is also kin. It is the topmost secret because bhakti is secret. It purifies one's existence so much that one need not perform any other process. Isn't that amazing? That's what we do here. So why is everybody that I don't put all this emphasis? Why don't you put an emphasis on all these ceremonies we do every day? Why are you exempt from all these rules and regulations? Come on, it's always the same deal, man. All the same. Doesn't matter when the guru comes, and they always say the same doggone thing to the guru and their disciples. They said the same thing to Jesus. Why do we have to wash our hands after meal? They don't even wash their hands or mouth. They don't even care. Why are they eating corn on the Sabbath? Why are they not caring about Ekadasi? Why do that? We got to do all this fasting and all this stuff, and you guys just have a great time talking about Krishna for 4 or 5 hours a day, 6 or 7 usually, actually, when you add them all up. Maybe 10 or 11, actually. Why you guys can do this? Because the book says so. Can't you hear anybody? One needs no other process. Doesn't matter. I don't need no bitey body process. Just got to tell you, man. Why? I got this process. Bhakti process. Yeah, with bhakti. This is why those persons who come here and you feel and start to feel your heart awakening and for your love for Krishna awakened, and now you read these books and you feel purified for the first time. Oh, this is 1,000 times more powerful purification to chant the holy name in the ecstasy of bhakti. And the knowledge that comes from that, then following a zillion righty bhakti rules and ceremonies. One need not follow any other process. See something different than what this is saying, or just kind of clarifying the situation by actual experience. I came into Krishna consciousness in 1980. I was immediately ecstatic. I didn't need any of all. They started just, no, you got to do the fluff. So 5 years I was miserable because it was a distraction from this path. So anyway, I realized, oh, okay, I came in here to teach this path, to relish this path, to follow this path, and to teach that, hey man, this is the path. This is the path of choice for the intelligent persons. It's available now. Very quickly you come here, you'll realize, oh wow, this is all I have to do. I feel so purified. Chanting Krishna's name. My God, I feel so enlivened. I feel so close to God. And then you got all these rule believers, and they come in. What are you doing? And you realize, hey, I don't need to follow. I don't want to associate with those persons. Hey, how would you like to follow this? No, we don't. No, we like rules, regulations, and doing ceremonies and all of this. We're not interested in that bhakti, man. No, we ecstatic about this crying and laughing and all. We're not interested. No. Okay, fine. Stay over there. Do that. But maybe somebody will hear what I'm talking about. Maybe somebody in ISKCON or Gaudiya Samiti has had spiritual experience, well, here and there, and realize that, wow, you mean if I go there, I'll have more spiritual experiences? Yes, but you won't in these groups, because as soon as you get ecstatic or something, tears come, wipe that tear. That is offensive. Our Guru Dev said, don't ever cry when you talk about Krishna. That is Maya. Oh, really? I see. Okay, well, stay over there if you believe that. Stand under that information. Stand under that kind of knowledge. I think that is crapola. I mean, to be honest with you, that is crap. I would stand under? I don't support that. I support Krishna. I support Radha. I support her devotion. I stand under her devotion. I stand under the knowledge that Krishna gives me because of this kind of crying and laughing and choking up when I chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. I stand for that. How about you out there? Raise your hands if you stand for this. Look at this. I think everybody's hand went up. Hopefully. It's a little pep talk today. Radha Devi Das, it's a full-time job you have, and it is inspiring. You are good at your job. Yeah. It's only one reason why Gaur Hari Das is good at his job, because Radha and Krishna hang out with him. Otherwise, you would see a dead piece of wood, a zombie walking around this planet with the modes pushing them and doing, not helping at all to do anything. But when Radha and Krishna use us who undeserving, we get this undeserving mercy, then we become useful in their plan, their transcendental plan. That includes you, Radha. Just because you like what we're doing, you can see the advancement, you can feel it. Wow, I like to hear. When you say, I like to hear, I feel something, I feel good. That means a lot to Krishna. There are gurus who don't. They listen to me and they think, what is that? You're in a better position because you simply like what we're saying here. Give some comfort. Like this, they're not comfort at all. Look at you're far further advanced than them, even though the whole world, oh my God, Dave, he's so fantastic. Oh, he's on that high seat, man. Look at his stick. Oh wow, his tilak is straight, man. Oh, look at his followers. Oh, Guru Dave. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's happening in your life? Yeah, this is what's happening. We put the pictures up on Facebook, of Krishna, two-dimensional Krishna, no depth, nothing. Just ceremony. Where are ceremony flowers? Let's throw the flowers out. Let's worship. Okay, anybody ready for something more, some a little more deep? Well, looks like there's 8 of you there. It's great. Keep on the comments coming. Gives me some ammunition. So a bot comes, newer bot. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views. Oh, this is great. See, this is a good example. See, you want to become famous. This is the whole world. This is religion, man. Oh, no, I don't want to be famous. Oh, no. As they're getting all this fame and swelling up, like Pundraka, in the past night. He was a false Christian, just like we have false Krishna, false Acharya. Same thing. See? The false Acharya represents the false Krishna in the pastimes thing. Because it's just like there's a false Krishnas, false gods, there's also false gurus, false prophets, false acharyas, false spiritual masters. Come on, don't be naive, man. You come here long enough, you'll be able to ascertain what is a real spiritual master. Otherwise, you will go your whole life and never figure it out. You'll think all these guys, and even though they don't show the symptoms, and you won't know because nobody's teaching you what are the real symptoms of a real authority in this world that's really presenting Krishna properly as he is. Presenting Radharani as she is in her ecstatic countenance. It's a miracle, Radha Devi says. It's a miracle. I listened to you for a second time this day, and I read 10 verses. Damn, let's go. We got miracles coming with her. It's great. So, here we go. So, isn't that amazing? Gets really clear on this. Okay. So, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. See, we're here helping people become perfect in religion. Can you imagine? What is perfection? These qualities. See? You get direct realization of the self. Oh, I thought my false ego was myself. Oh, no. The real self is Krishna, God, man. The real self, the real feelings are Radha's feelings, devotional feelings. Oh, wow, I feel them manifest in this temple. Whoa, look at these, the direct perception of the self. Wow, I understand Krishna. See, I stand under the real conception of Krishna because Radha is also active in my heart. She's the active principle, activating my realization. See, Radha, Krishna in your mind, the real Krishna appears. That's not the mind of the world. That's illusion. That's part of the coverings. That it has no real life. The minds of these, if you're even a spiritual leader and your mind is still material, see, material speculations about who Krishna is. See, you don't have direct perception of self. Guys, you need this. You need your heart awakened. You got to come here and let us do heart surgery. The real awakening comes from the heart surgery, hearing from the representative of Krishna and Radha in this world. And the most important thing is the heart surgery. People's hearts are not pumping right. Their heart is all clogged up, man. We got to come over here and do some cleaning of the arteries so there's a flow of the transcendental love. Otherwise, you don't have direct perception of the self. It's all speculation. You cannot relish the truth. See? It's not very hard. When bhakti is awakened in your heart, you can relish these truths. It's all about taste, relishing God, man. God is these verses. God is these conceptions. And a devotee he just sits there and chews these verses with great love to think about. That's treasure. That's enlightenment. That's what you get here very fast. So, what do we got? So Radha is the heart, and Krishna is the mind. Well, Krishna is in the mind, see? And Radha is in the heart, see? Because everybody has hearts and minds, but what's in there? Modes of nature, usually. Mode of passion, ignorance, and goodness is in the heart, see? And in the mind is speculation, see? Not the real. See, here, you come here in your heart, because you follow the real process, you follow the real spiritual master, empowered by the real Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. They become so pleased with you that you found the real path. And when you become more and more faithful, because this preaching, you cannot touch this. You can't touch this. Where's that song? Can't touch this. You can't touch this. Unless you're a real devotee, a real representative of Radha and Krishna. And that is rare. And I'm not holding back. You come in here and so, it's a no-show. We don't show. No show today. Go follow a bunch of rules, ceremony. Just go out there and do same old, same old. Just continue religion. They're full of rules, and ceremonies. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a no-show. We're not ready to show. That was probably not ready to show. Bhakti Siddhanta also. You guys, it's not time for you. It's not time for the show. But it's time for the show now. Extravaganza. Ready for the show? Come here, man. Every day. That's what keeps us around is the show. It's a show, man, showing Radha's love in this temple. It's a show. And the conception of the absolute truth that comes from her love and the strength of her love and the strength of her spiritual happiness, it reveals so many things about the Lord, direct perception. Come to the show. You want to see a real show? You come here and you get the real show. Otherwise, you're going out to the no-show. Sorry, we're not showing today. Oh, yeah, we have it, but probably don't. But we say we do because we got to be Guru Devs, you know? We can't show that we're actually a Guru Dev. We can't show that we actually deliver our disciples. We can't present any disciples with ecstatic love of God. No, that's for many, many lifetimes. Yeah, later on, but keep giving us your money, keep giving us your time, keep giving us your attention, and after many lifetimes, you'll get prem. Here, you keep giving us your time, not asking for money. If you want to give, fine, yes or no, it's okay. But give us your time, a couple hours a day, give us your time, give us the energy just to hear attentively, and see if you don't get transcendental dividends worth more than gold of the world. You tell me. See, we got witnesses out. They stand up right there on Facebook. Hey, man, what gurus out there have their disciples standing up and giving a better class than they do? Oh, God, we have no shows. There's no very interesting show. Just a show of rules, regulations, everything. Oh, if you're still interested in a show like that, plenty of shows going on like that, showing the rules, showing the regulations, showing the ceremonies, showing all the flowery, and showing all of the intellectual jargon about Krishna that doesn't have any punch, that doesn't revolutionize people's lives, man. Doesn't awaken their dormant love of God like here. So let's see what he says. Not only did I not understand Krishna, Radha has been much more of a mystery to me. But I must say I am feeling closer to Radha. which to me is crucial. Yes, and that's it. You see, that's the whole thing. You see how this is growing like a plant, isn't it? Isn't that amazing, Amy? You see, this bhakti grows like a spiritual plant. See, and the closeness feeling, what you're doing, say, yeah, it's feeling closer to Radha. What does that mean? You're feeling a relationship. Why? Because you're with somebody who has that relationship. You're being absorbed into the family. It's just simply because we're out promoting Radha and Krishna, the real Radha and Krishna. And you're coming forward, just a simple little waitress out there coming forward saying, yeah, boy, Gauri, I like what you're preaching. Oh, this is really great. Thank you very much. I feel enlightened. Oh, come into the barn. Oh, come on in. You'll make that close relationship very fast. Come into the kingdom. It's for you. It's just for you. Lord Chaitanya's mercy is so fantastic, and coming through his real devotees. That's why the mercy of Lord Chaitanya comes through and follows the mercy of his devotees. Otherwise, if you don't get the mercy of a devotee, you'll be many lifetimes before I'll get this frame. You come here, man, you get the mercy of the devotee, and automatically you get the mercy of Krishna, and Radha, which is this relationship. You feel, wow, I feel part of Vrindavan. Man, I just want to live in this consciousness forever. Very good. Now you know. Why would you go back into this? Why would you go back and meditate on that which is dead? That's for those people who watch the zombies. They're just watching themselves. Sorry, but that's the truth. It's all dead out there. Even religion is dead to a devotee. You got to transcend religion, abandon it, kick that ladder out, but you can't do it until you get this opportunity. You got to get direct perception of the self. You got to learn about this path from the bona fide representative. Then you can kick religion out, like we've done, just naturally. I don't have to say, kick religion away. People do naturally. You don't need it now. Now you got direct perception of the self. Bhakti is awakened in your heart. Therefore, you get the right idea, the right understanding when you read these scriptures. And then you preach the right idea and liberate others who listen and believe your testimony instead of the testimony of the Pharisees and the Brahmins and the sannyasis and even the gurus who have not realized what you have realized. You become an example of the scriptures. Lord Chaitanya teaches real religious principles through low-class, fourth-class waitresses. Take that as a badge of honor. Yeah, I'm just a low-class, fourth-class waitress. But what's working in me is God, Krishna, Radha. And you teach the world. This is the way it comes. Do you have the mercy or not? You're coming and listening to an empowered representative of the Lord. Therefore, you get this mercy, and these big sannyasis don't. They don't come. Oh, that's not, the guy's not dressed right. Yeah, well, you don't come listen here. You don't get what the waitress gets. You don't get what the bad housewife gets. Lalita comes. Can you imagine, Amy, where you're going to be in 3 years if you stick with this? You can't even imagine. I can't even. Shamasundar. And that goes for everybody who sticks with it here. Hey, man, yeah, I'm just using her, targeting her, and this goes for everybody. Just love when Gurudev is saying it like that. We are worshiping true absolute God. So, but worship all religions, and why bhakti is secret. See, and why bhakti is secret. Yeah, why? That's the no-show, man. So, like Prabhupada, and tried to be careful as much as he could, not to show bhakti. And when remember those, I told you the past time on the Prabhupada memories, These two disciples of Prabhupada, because Prabhupada usually tried to be brave chanting, and they go in his room to give him something. Two disciples, and because they had faith in Prabhupada, he was crying in ecstasy, and then they started to cry in ecstasy. And then they left, and then they see, Prabhupada didn't elaborate on this. He didn't say, oh, you see, let me teach you how important this is. And so even to that day, they just went on, and they never developed it because that wasn't the teaching. And after Prabhupada departed, there was nobody teaching that, how important it is to see this ecstasy like we are teaching. How important it is, if you have it, to show it if you're ready to bring the show of love of God to this showcase love of God. See? Otherwise, it's not here. Everybody will be showcasing something else. Oh, we're going to showcase Vaidhi Bhakti. Look at all the ceremonies. Look at all the water in the conch. See, but the water from your eyes is not something. Oh yeah, look at the flame, but the flame of your heart is not being seen. This enthusiastic, ecstatic, passionate worship, that flame is not seen. So the show is on. Whoever comes and sees the value of this preaching, very fortunate. If not, I pay these guys no mind. It does nothing for me. Doesn't add anything to my life. You want to show me something substantial? Let me see one of these gurus who doesn't have any real bhakti. Pay their obeisances to this preaching. Because what am I preaching? I'm preaching the glories of ecstatic devotion and the glories of the conceptions that come from that. If you don't pay your obeisances to this kind of preaching, which is very rarely seen in this world, it means nothing to me. That means it means nothing much to the Lord. I don't care how many followers you get and all that. It all becomes substantial when people come here and learn about the essence of Krishna consciousness, which is devotion to Radha Krishna, where they see it and they learn about its glories from an experienced devotee and spiritual master. Because we're shows here, we're not no show. We're showing all these things and teaching all these things. And if you don't see its value, I don't care how big your title is, how big a PhD, you don't see the value of what's going on here, you're diddly squat here. You don't mean anything. And that's just the attitude of the Lord. Oh, you don't like my associate with my real devotees who have real ecstatic bhakti and really deep revelations and deep uncommon realizations about God. You don't care about that? Well, you don't care about that? I care. Christians think I care about that. Those who are getting liberated and getting devotion, ecstatic devotion awakened, care about that. Therefore, I care about them, but you don't care about this? Well, I don't care about you. It's all reciprocal. But he does care because I'm preaching like this in a way that nobody will preach. They're all afraid of offense. I want to take down those fences that are blocking them and making it a many lifetime proposition for them to get ecstatic devotion. I want to take down the fence. I want to rip it down. That's what I'm doing. Taking that fence and just mangling it up so they can easily climb over that fence of stupidity, illusion, false ego, thinking it's all about name and fame and being a big sannyasi and a big guru with a big stick and many followers. No, it's about devotion to Radha and Krishna, to show the world that you got it. And then to transmit it to those who begin to believe in what you're preaching. That's what this Krishna consciousness is all about. Otherwise, you're just a child, baby, a whippersnapper, cracking whip, rules. Got no spiritual power to take the burdens off. people by your preaching, by your ecstatic worship. It says, the truth is in plain sight. Exactly. The truth is in plain sight, but people don't see it until you're willing to listen, to follow the process. By regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam. By who? By a guru who has no bhakti, no real ecstatic devotion? No, by a purified devotee who is used by the transcendental potency of Krishna. Shuddha Bhakta. You get Shuddha Bhakti through the Shuddha Bhakta. Well, how are you going to get Shuddha Bhakti through not a non-devotee that has no Shuddha Bhakti? Doesn't even make sense. Hey, by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, by an empowered by medium devotee, where Krishna is speaking to you through that devotee. If you haven't found such a devotee yet and realized such a devotee is before you, then you haven't found the real path yet. It's all leading to that devotee. Didn't Jesus say that? All you're following, your rules, regulations, and fastings and everything was leading you to me. He represented the bona fide door, the bona fide guru. All that study these Vaishnavas are doing, I don't care, guru or their followers, is leading to meet a real representative of Radha and Krishna who are putting on their show in this world, showing by example the glories of ecstatic worship so that they can see it. They're ready for it. Yeah, okay. We'll bring you to it in some light. To hear this king of knowledge that comes from the queen. The king and queen have to be in an authorized temple in this world. Otherwise, you ain't got it yet. You haven't met the real temple. You haven't done the real temple worship yet. You haven't gotten the real darshan in that temple. People go to, you think you're getting darshan in the temple? Yeah. Do you see the ecstatic devotion, in the deities or in a devotee? If you do, you're very fortunate, and that's where it's at. That's the zone. If you see an ecstatic worshiper, whether you're in one of those physical temples or in the middle of Timbuktu, now you're seeing Radha and Krishna, because when they speak to you, you can get the real Krishna, the real conception of God. And then you're going to see, as you are, the real ecstasy of Radha comes from her in our love. Otherwise, you haven't seen and you haven't heard from the real representative yet. Or you've seen the real representative, like you've seen Prabhupada, and then he teaches you a bunch of rules and then hides the Radha in his heart, and only and Bhakti Siddhanta was like Bhakti Vinod, very secretive, because Bhakti is secret. Oh, but Gohari, I get all this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I get all this, everybody condemning often. Oh, look at him showing all this. Well, we're showing you Radha. What's the fault in there? Tell me, what fault is there in showing what she is? She is the personification of ecstatic devotion. And it's my great pleasure and privilege to be able to show that into the world. If she wasn't allowing and she wasn't here, it wouldn't be done. I go for the spontaneous love. Let's see, oops, let's see. That. Oops. Oh. I may have made a mistake. I hope I didn't block you by mistake. It's stuck here. Why is it stuck? Huh. I have a little technical. I was trying to read Radha's. Narendra says, a real show was Shama Sundari. Jai Srimati Radharani, topmost Chika Boom, ever flower embodiment, pleasure, blessing, power, yes. Bhakta Pada, very powerful. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to stop. I think. Let me see. Yeah, it is everlasting and joyfully performed. See, what we're doing here, it's everlasting. That's why we last long time. Every day it's everlasting. It's just always ever fresh. It's just so nice to talk about the truth. The world needs truth. Everybody's talking about illusion, talking about modes. Modes are in that thing. This gets the modes out of you. Okay? This is purifying. You become cleansed from the inside. You become attracted to Krishna. Krishna is these truths. Not the lies you hear. It's all lies, man. You need to see what's going on. Krishna is revealing. Yeah. Can you imagine if Christians would say, well, actually, this is ordained, by the Lord. This is the time. This is the time to preach about God, and a lot of them are doing that. They got the strength and tell people, hey, man, this is the way out. Come to the Lord, which is right, you know. But this fighting, you're going to fight the inevitable. That means you're kind of, you can fight by just revealing the truth that, hey, man, the way out of this for everybody is to hear the transcendental complete picture. See, this is presented in Bhagavad, the complete here. Show people how merciful the Lord is, how merciful Radha and Krishna is, how powerful they are, how intelligent they are. That's what I'm just giving the intelligence. It's right here. I'm just telling you the intelligence of the Lord. I find life. I find my happiness in just taking the intelligence of the Lord and just, like a teleprompter. This is real life. Here, I'm reading the life and then the Lord gives me understanding and realization, revelation, and I just share that. So isn't this a wonder? You'll see, you come here for a while, you'll realize, my God, this is the life. This is where real life is. This is the life. The life is Hari Katha, speaking about Krishna and Radha and showing and relishing Radha and Krishna's association is the real life. Otherwise, you haven't found life. This is the life in the world. Krishnadas Kaviraj said, if Radha and Krishna did not descend to this world, it would be useless. What does that mean? Well, we need a revival, my friends. We have a revival here. Radha and Krishna are descending to this world, into the temples of the devotees coming. See, and giving us life. Otherwise, it's useless. This world, all the rules are still futile. I love this. It is everlasting. See, this is eternal life. Is to talk about the true God and true love. To relish that, to glorify. To use that as a hammer to destroy the ignorance, to show people what is really important. Okay? Why would you do something that for everlasting must be good? That's this. And joyful. Why would you do this? See, now you're realizing, Lord's showing this stuff. Coming to listen to these talks. Wow, I'm so joyful. Wow, I could do this forever. I do. You know how many times I hear this from you devotees out there? I think, boy, really getting it. That's why I come also. Never get tired. It's always ever fresh. See, the world is important. This, very, very wonderful. So listen to this. I have a hard, even though my voice is really kind of threshold, but it's hard to give this up. It's so important, so good. So Arjuna says, you have glorified this knowledge of bhakti. You need first knowledge of bhakti, knowledge of its glories, knowledge that ecstatic devotion is wonderful. Let me show you and that's Gurudev, the real. And when they're giving the finishness. You have glorified this knowledge of bhakti, saying that it is wonderful and joyful to perform. But then why aren't people accepting it? Yeah, good question. Why do we only have 8 people here now and there are millions of devotees? Oh, well, they're accepting it? I don't think so. This kind of teaching, this kind of bhakti that you see and you hear about here is very rare, even amongst the thousands and millions of Vaishnavas. It's very rare. So why? It's the same thing as erasing it. Why is that? So let's listen to Krishna's answer. Very important answer. Very important question. Very important answer. Krishna says, because they do not have faith, Arjuna. They don't have faith. Isn't that what it's about? Look at you. Remember I told you, did I say anything wrong that's not in line? I say, oh God, if you just have faith in hearing these topics, Krishna is so pleased. More, because you have faith. A waitress has faith in this. I use you as an example there, Amy. Thank you for your preaching. Thank you for your example. See? Because you have faith in this, and faith in hearing. Hear. See, you get all these boons very joyfully performed. You feel yourself making real spiritual advancement. See, because we're not hiding back. You're hearing the real glories of bhakti. And you're seeing the real glories of bhakti and saying, yeah, that's very good. I also want this more. See? These persons are not on the level of faith yet. It's still in name only. Oh, yeah, we have Krishna and Radha and Radhi. But Radha and Radha are here in this world. Is it in your temple? People, they can ask themselves in the Narayan Raj group, in the ISKCON group. The gurus could also ask themselves. The followers can ask themselves, is Radha and Krishna in your temple? And I don't mean out there and say, yeah, you see them in their dresses, they're gorgeous. No, is Radha and Krishna in your, is Tarzan there? Tarzan is Krishna and Radha is Jane. Are they together, transcendental Tarzan and transcendental Jane, in your temple or not? And I think 99.9% of them, if they were really honest, would say, well, any lifetime, that one. Okay? Well, I got some good news, transcendental news for you and the world. If you come here, you'll develop faith naturally. You'll see there's nothing. You can't touch this preaching. I can't touch it on my own. You come here, you'll see, wow, this is the real deal here. I'm feeling it. I'm getting it. I'm having spiritual experiences like the book says, chapter 1. When you find the real spiritual master comes to deliver you, you start getting spiritual experiences, dreams of Prabhupada and Krishna and your own guru. Ask Lance, ask Johan, ask others. You start to feel devotion awaken in your heart, enlivened by these thoughts. start to feel really happy in your life. If you're not experiencing progress on your path, then you're still with a neophyte guru who's claiming to be the ultimate one, but can't show it and can't teach it and can't awaken Krishna consciousness, your dormant love of God in you, or at least show that you're making progress where you're feeling it. See, faith. So if you develop faith, which faith comes by hearing, even the Christians know that Paul said faith comes by hearing. Faith comes by hearing, and it does. If you don't take the time to hear, like we got some people that come here once in a while, but they don't develop their faith much or any at all, maybe a little bit. But they don't, if you come here regularly, otherwise, well, then you're really not really, you think you know about Krishna. You think you don't, thinking so many other things, but you're not really hearing. See, if you're really hearing here, you'll see faith in a real spiritual master empowered by the real Radha and Krishna is utmost prime importance in your life. See? And simply by hearing, faith comes in that if they're real. Or if you're real. If you're really not really serious, you'll go somewhere else because you want something else. No, I want to take this energy and be a teacher and teach the guru. And there's people, they leave here and they want to teach the teacher. They go and they criticize. Oh, Gohar, you're really not doing what Prabhupada wants. Oh, really? Like you know. Prabhupada wants you to get ecstatic devotion. They don't know. They go out there and teach something else. See, they want to be big teachers or whatever it is. Here, you become a big teacher by following the process, and then people see that you're the teacher. Oh, you show what a real disciple is, or you show what a real guru is. You know, a real disciple becomes a great teacher just naturally, organically. It just happens naturally. You don't have to be thinking, I want to be a teacher. If you're thinking that way, you're in danger. Right? But that's okay. Krishna will he'll help you. So, Krishna, because they do not have faith, Arjuna, they have no faith in bhakti, despite the fact that bhakti is being. They have no faith in this path. They think many Vaidhi Bhaktis think I'm doing the wrong thing. People that leave here think I'm doing the wrong. But bhakti is being glorified here, isn't it? The book says so. Krishna said so then. I say so now. I'm glorifying bhakti. I'm glorifying the process of hearing from an empowered devotee, where you can see with your own eyes, without doubt, that Radha is there and Krishna is there in the best conception. Uncommon Krishna consciousness command over the scriptures. Uncommon! You cannot imitate it with a PhD even. Uncommon ability to awaken this Krishna consciousness in us. Their dormant love. It's pretty uncommon, I would say. See, then people don't have faith in it. See, I'm glorifying it. And you know what? Some people will have faith. I think more and more will have faith. And I already got like 6 or 8 people coming. Oh, listening now. And in the mornings, we got 10 or 12, 13, 14. Hey, faith is growing. Yeah, just keep on listening. Everybody, this is the real path. This is what we teach here. So what Krishna's teaching is what we're teaching. I just here to teach what Krishna. They have no faith. So how do you get faith? You got to hear. If you hear these true messages that are inspired by real bhakti, then this will grow in you. The faith will grow, and then you'll have the experience and Radha in your own. So, would that be nice? Be fantastic. I love. They think these words are a false eulogy. See, What Krishna said is always, Krishna is also saying again. I say the same thing. These people, these big teachers, yeah, I'm only using them for an example because that way people can learn. They're big teachers, big Brahmins, they don't care. They think this is a false eulogy. What I'm saying is false. False eulogy that you can just come here in sadhu sangha and then you're set free from following all these strict rules and regulations, that path. Very quickly, you'll feel yourself freed from that. They think this is a false eulogy. See? But there's a difference here. See, because now we're teaching very, you could say, even aggressively. And promoting aggressively, boldly, this path. See? And people, some people, one by one, people are coming and validate. See? That's the sun. So this faith is growing. It's growing in fact. We can see, we can look, gauge people's progress by how much faith they have in what's going on. How much, because the more faith you get in what we're doing and hearing and realizing these things that the Lord starts showing you, see, your life just gets more and more joyous. So therefore they must take birth again within this material world. And that remember I said, I preached this same thing. I said, oh, you're not interested in this Radha and Krishna worship in this temple here and in the temple of many of my students now? Oh, you're not interested? Oh, you don't think this is great? You think this is a false eulogy that what we're showing and what we're teaching about? You're going to take another birth. Because this is what you see here is what it's all about. What Krishna consciousness is all about. Where Krishna consciousness is leading for everyone is spontaneous worship of Krishna. Ecstatic love of God is where Krishna consciousness is going, and it's here, and it's God. And if you think this is a false eulogy, well, we know where you fit right in what Krishna says, man. You're taking another birth. I don't care. You don't believe. Oh no, I'm chanting my 16 rounds and following all these rules and regulations. Oh yeah, but you don't care for this bhakti, which is the essence of, is the whole reason to follow those rules, is so that somehow or other something clicks in this dull brain of yours that this is what it's all about. Attraction to hearing these intense, deep, fabulous, ecstatic topics. And if you're not into, you just got like a rat following your little program still, you're going to take another birth because you're not attracted to this honey here. You're thinking you're so smart. That's false ego. You haven't transcended the fall. You think you're so smart. How do you know? Because you think, see, Gohar, he's the acting, he thinks he's so smart. No. Krishna is so smart. I'm just, hey man, have I from this moment not talked about the smarts of Krishna and his realization? Did I talk about how smart I am or how smart Krishna is? How fabulous his understanding is? How fabulous his bhakti is? And anybody who says, oh, you think you're just projecting your false idea on, or anybody here, you're going to take another birth because you haven't realized what it's all about. It's all about what you see in this sangha. What you see in this sangha is what you would see in the spiritual world. And you're seeing this and not seeing it, you don't know Krishna. You don't know who you worship. Because who you're worshiping is here amongst us. Well, he's also amongst us. Oh yeah, let's examine. Let us see the symptoms that Radha and Krishna are amongst you. Let us hear your uncommon Krishna conscious realization and your uncommon ecstatic feelings. You cannot. That's why this eulogy is not false for those who come here. They say, oh, this is real. Amen. It's real empowerment here. Radha and Krishna are dancing in that temple there. For my, it's surprising. Oops. Oh. I want the world to get your mercy of you, Acharya Srila Gaura. See, this is, people talk about humility and everything. Now, this is a person. Look at all the bhakti Johan has. I think he has more than me. But boy, he preaches nicely. He preaches about how to get this bhakti. He's grateful. He has a purified heart. You can see he's not trying to be anything like, he's just trying to preach. It's like Lalita Ganga. Look at all the bhakti she has, and just simply trying to praise and promote her guru in this world. And they both get great pleasure in that. See, that's the pleasure of bhakti. The pleasure of pleasing Krishna is everything to a real devotee, a purified devotee. If you're not purified, you think, oh, well, look at all this bhakti I got. Let me go out and be the big cheese now. I've had a few people. My ex-wife was like this. This Mahavira Das was like this. Go out and be, knows all about, because he's a Prabhupada disciple. And some others, you're too close. Hey, this is false ego. Anyway, they'll get it just because they came here and did some service, and did help, and then they just tripped over on their face. Krishna probably won't get it in this life, but next. Okay, let's see what we got here. So all glories to you, Bhakti Guru. Show them what is compassion and love. As I said, a lot of people misunderstand, think this is offensive. Everybody Lord Chaitanya chastised, really chastised, became a purified devotee, pure devotee. Devananda Pandit, he just really heavy, just like I do with these sannyasis and gurus. Hey man, they're only gonna progress just from the, because you think it's only me doing this. No, there's team here. The Lord is inspiring me to do this too. And you'll see. Some will get it, that there's something uncommon going on. Okay. How do you have faith? That's a funny thing about faith. It's not really definable, but when you have it, it's sure you know. Yeah, well, it is sort of definable. You can see, even though it appears subtle, you can see faith in how the person relates to their guru. You can see, is there faith there or not? Some people like, oh yeah, Gorhar speaking good, but I don't know. Yeah, you see their eyes going. Yeah, well, I don't know. You see, yeah, you see, the faith is a bit weak. But when those who really got faith, it's like, yeah, because it's not blind. It's like, hey man, I know this. Yeah, boy, this is like nectar to me. I really have faith in this. This is really, Krishna and Radha definitely working there because I feel so enlivened. See, it's a faith that's not blind. Okay? That's what you'll see here. Okay? So it's definable. You can see those who have it. Lalita Ganga has it. Johan has it. Govinda has it. Some others have it. Janaki has it. Others also. I mean, I can't sit there and go down the list. I can't even remember everybody. But you can see who has it and to what degree. Evo has faith. He has faith with his, Evo, even tells me all the time, it's really hard for me, but he's got faith in what we do. He's inspired by Krishna. Yeah, made a lot of progress. I mean, just amazing. Whereas surprising faith, it's in my heart, is feeling what your Acharya Gaur Hari Das is showing and telling us. Yeah, you see, it's in the heart. See, this is Krishna in the heart. This is the whole point here, is to activate people's relationship with Radha and Krishna in their heart. That's the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness. Not to keep you dum-dums and officially worshiping, like at a real big distance with Radha and Krishna. No, so they're so close, you feel them dancing in your heart, man. And doing a dance before the world too, to help them come closer. That's what it's all about. Draw the world closer through Radha and Krishna, who are the lords in their heart. They're the lord of their hearts anyway. And it's usually in the Maya, it's the speculations, it's the twisted version here, is the Lord's shadow. You got Radha is here also in this world, but in the form of Kali. That's all those feelings you have. Oh, for my children. Oh, for my money. Oh, for that boat. Oh, for the stocks. Oh, you get life off of death, man. See, this here, you don't have to die to get life. Here, you'll have life after death experience in life, like those people have life after death. They come back. Here, you get it now. Here, you get a taste of the spiritual, taste of this worship, taste of Vrindavan, spiritual. And then you promote that in this world. What a great thing to promote, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little hard. It's cold sell, man. It's a cold sell. We're warming things up for the world, for the gurus, for ISKCON, for Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Smita. We're warming it up, man. It's a cold sell right now. Why? Haven't you read Bhagavad Gita? It says he's unattainable. He's unrecognizable, but he's also the scripture says he's unattainable and unknowable. So we're selling that Krishna. That means it has to have a miracle. That means the Lord has to do it through his real receptacles, his real conduits. Because only he can do that. Because he has to reveal. The scriptures say Krishna, God, the real God, this great mystery. Bhakti is a mystery. And this knowledge is a great mystery. Okay? The Lord has to reveal it through his flutes. Attract people like a Pied Piper, transcendental Pied Piper. Okay? So then, see, now, people, what are you in? You're in this conception. See? And then the Lord will be in you from a Radha, in your conception. And Radha's. And it's all about in the real conception. And Radha's. She's devoted to conception. That's her Krishna. Absolute truth is her Lord. She gets very enlivened to hear about, for somebody to remind about her Lord. That's why she wakes up in the hearts of devotees. That enlightenment. She likes to hear about her Lord as he is. I don't know how long I can go like this. It's a light sign. So you see, in this way, Okay, so I better stop. Anyway, it's been nice, huh? It's nice, interesting conversation. Yeah. And we'll just rest up and then come back from sometime. God, I just need, have you read the first paragraph? This is so. There's life in this. This is.
No text found at the location.
See, this is the knowledge of Krishna. See, there's life in this. This knowledge of the world and the worldly stuff is ignorance. There's life. It's like corpses. You're meditating on corpses up. Okay, thank you so much. It's fun. I'll rest up. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you, Johans, Lance, Amy, and Janaki. And Narendra, Dara, thank you for coming. Never went to anywhere but it's the highest. Wow, thank you for sad day for me. Compassion and prema must revive. Killing. So see this. Okay, I'll talk. Sad day for me. Compassion and prema must be revived, not the killing of religions. Okay, all right, let's take that. Okay, so see, again, Narendra, that's part of this, is when you feel sad because of this kind of preaching, it's just an illusion. That's sadness, the killing of religions. That you're saying the truth. It's sad to you, but this is wonderful. See, what are we killing? We got something better than religion. I'm not here to promote religion, man. I'm here to promote the real Gita. And it makes you sad. That's okay. Keep on listening. And then you'll start thinking like Krishna. I'm here to help you think like Krishna. See, you're going to hear the Bhagavad Gita. You're going to hear these verses. Abandon. What do you think? Krishna saying, Arjuna, abandon all varieties of religion. Abandon. Let me say that again, Narendra. So maybe yell. Maybe I'll yell it. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to me. I'll give you protection. I'm preaching the same. And I'm saying, abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to this preaching of Krishna, which is as it is. You can do that now. Yeah, maybe you make you feel a little sad because you have attachment to whatever you're attached to. You're sad. Everybody's sad because of what they're attached to. But hey, man, I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm just telling you now, this is for the more mature. You're part of that group. You're here. Well, you can hear this. You can process this, hopefully. Let's see. I'm here preaching, abandon all varieties of religion. You Arjunas out there. That's you, Shamasundari. You can abandon all varieties of religion. Amy, you can abandon all varieties of religion. You don't need that now. You found something for you found the real conception of Krishna beyond religion. What is it? They're just teaching religion. Now, this message is for you, Narendra, if you can do it, if you develop faith in this preaching, more than your own preaching. Because I'm telling you what Krishna is telling. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to Krishna. See, surrender. So Krishna he's saying, surrender to me. Well, hey, man, who is that me? That Krishna was Arjuna's guru. And he was surrendering to that teaching. those nectar words. That's all he needed. Oh, let me just follow this path. I'm going to listen to my Guru Dev. I'll abandon all. See, he was attached to religion, just like you, Narendra. You were a little attached, all like Arjuna. He, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, was going with this. No, Krishna, I know all about religion. Here, this Bhakti Shastras. Dharma Shastra. This is religion, Dharma, you should act like this and all this. And gradually, Krishna said, abandon all that, all your ideas that you think you know, and just hear it as it is. Take shelter of the supreme absolute truth. Take shelter of ecstatic devotees and ecstatic love. Then you'll actually understand how to do that. You'll see, oh, wow, look at this. What do you think? Look at examples. Many here. Look at Johann. He was very strict in religion. He followed every Ekadasi. He chanted 25 rounds on Ekadasi, 16 rounds on a time. He followed strictly. And all of a sudden, ask him when the last time he followed it. I'm not saying you're not supposed to follow Ekadasi. It's nothing about that. But he was able, he says, okay, I get my life from a new path. The confidential path taught in Bhagavad Gita and Gitamrita. I get my happiness, my life, my purification. What does it say? One needs not to follow any other process. What's wrong with that? What is the fault in this? Well, you think I'm bashing religion? I'm saying abandon religion. You don't need it anymore. If you develop real faith in what we're preaching here, then you can. Otherwise, you can't. Even if you come here, if you haven't sufficient faith, you won't be able to abandon all these rituals and all these things. You'll still get some life from it. A real disciple, when they're getting mature, they get life from their guru's words, man, because they know Krishna's using their guru. If Krishna was, see, this is when you can abandon it. Otherwise, you can't. You're stuck there. Unless, Narendra, unless you keep coming here and getting purified of these, abandoning your own opinions and seeing logically and clearly that these opinions are better than, you don't see me sad about bashing religion. Why am I not sad? If I was offensive for doing it, telling people you can abandon religion if you develop faith in this preaching, I think this is right on. I still chant in ecstasy. Lord's not stopping me from chanting. Narada's not saying, I'm going to turn my head away. Why? Because I'm preaching right. I'm helping even you. You're attached to that concept. You think I'm bashing religion. No, I'm freeing people. I'm setting captives free from religion and religious hypocrites that you even complain about. You yourself, these gurus, yeah. So I'm trying to help people, help you, help all these followers to abandon that and take shelter of the best path available, because it's on the shelf being preached in the world now, being demonstrated. So let's see what you have to say about this. Yeah. This is the truth is going to set people free. They got to see the ecstatic truth, and they got to see also, and if they don't ready to look at it, well, they're not ready yet. Then they can take another birth, and until they ready to submit to the guru that I keep telling everybody about. You got to get the guru who teaches you the confidential truth. And it's not in every lifetime you get that. That's why most of the acharyas from Bhaktivinoda down to Prabhupada kept many secrets hidden that I don't keep secret. I got the go-ahead from the Parampara, from Prabhupada's himself, as his. He says, you have my approval. This has what you're preaching has my approval, man. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. Do more of that. I'm just telling you like it is, man. Telling you like the parampara shows me and Krishna shows me and confirms, Radha shows. So you guys decide if it's good. Yeah. See what else we got here. Janaki says, very easy to abandon all varieties after hearing. See, it becomes easy because of your faith. See, it's always a faith thing. Because if you didn't have faith, you could listen, and if you're doubtful and everything, you can't abandon it. Just because it's based on your faith. Arjuna had great faith in the word of Krishna. He had great faith. He had a great result. He felt very elevated. So then you can start doing it. Amy, religion, the false, the Maya, the worst kind of hypocrisy. That's intended for it. Yeah, and to be the real guru also. I was in religion 40 years. Yeah. Your words are my bread of life. Yeah, my bread too. I listen. Prabhupada read his books. I listen to my preaching. I like this preaching. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. Why should you like it? If I don't love this preaching, why should you love it? I love life, man. I love truth. If it comes out of this mouth, hey, I'm gonna take. I also, yeah, man, give me life, Lord. What do you think chanting Hare Krishna is and becoming ecstatic? Devotees, they like to hear the words coming out of their mouth because they know it's Radha and Krishna are with them. It's them. So they, so that's how it works. Yeah. Okay, good. We'll end it there. Thank you very much.